Hi students, welcome to my channel Doctor's Physics, and in today's class we learn something extra in motion in one dimension. Now see here, usually we'll study the time of ascent is equal to time of descent, but usually in practical cases the time of ascent is not equal to time of descent, or the time of ascent will be less than the time of descent. That means whenever the body is moving there will be some resistive force due to the air. When there is some resistive force, then the acceleration on the acting on the bodies are different. It is not g, it will be different. Now in that case, what is the time of ascent and what is the time of descent? Now we will see. Okay, now see here. Okay, now we will take while the body is moving upwards. Now see, this is the body. When the body is moving upwards, there is some air resistance. That means resistance is nothing but air friction. That means there is one type of force. Always the force will act in the opposite direction. When the bodies are moving upwards, the frictional force, the friction due to the air will be acting downwards. When the body is moving downwards, the friction due to the air will be acting upwards. That means when the body is moving upwards, the weight downwards, that is mg, and there is one more force acting on it, that is nothing but the frictional force, that is r. Where r is the frictional force due to the air. Usually we won't consider the resistance of the air, but when we consider the resistance of the air, then r is the resistance of the air. That means the friction due to the air medium is r. Okay. Now what is the net force? The net force is mg plus r. Now what is this? Force is nothing but mass into acceleration. What is acceleration? Acceleration is nothing but g plus r by m. This is the net acceleration acting on the body downward direction. The net acceleration downward direction is this much. Usually, if there is no resistance, then acceleration is only g. But if there is some resistance, then acceleration is g plus r by m. When acceleration is this much, what is the time taken by the body to reach the maximum height? The maximum height is, the final velocity is 0. The time taken is time of ascent. No. Here the initial velocity is u. I projected a body with a velocity u. Now what is the time of ascent? V is equal to u plus at. Now final velocity of the body is 0 is equal to u plus, what is the acceleration? Acceleration is acting downwards. When the body is moving upwards, the acceleration is acting downwards. That means I have to take the acceleration as negative. Therefore, I should take it as negative minus g plus r by m into ta, where t is the time of ascent. Now what is the time of ascent? Time of ascent is u by g plus r by m. The time taken by the body to reach the maximum height from the ground is this one, u by g plus r by. If the resistance is 0, then normally when you are solving the problems, we won't consider the resistance. When this is 0, then it is simply u by g. Already we know this. But if there is some resistance due to the air medium, then it is u by g plus r by m. This is the time of ascent. Okay, well and good. Now what is the time of descent? See here, this is the body and this is the surface. When the body is moving downwards, what is the gravitational force? The gravitational force will act in this direction mg, and the frictional force, the body is moving downwards, the frictional force always acts upward direction. Therefore there is a upward force, that is r. Therefore what is the net force? The net force is nothing but mg minus r. Therefore F is nothing but m into a. Therefore what is the net acceleration? The net acceleration is g minus r by m. The net acceleration is g minus r by m. Now what is the time taken to reach from here to here? That is time of descent. Here what is the velocity? See here. If I project a body with a velocity u and it is becoming velocity equal to 0 at a certain height s. What is s? S is equal to, I can find the s as how much? What is height? Assume it is s1. V square is equal to u square plus 2as. Now what is final velocity? 0. What is initial velocity? Initial velocity is u square plus 2 into what is the acceleration? Acceleration is this much, and that is minus because the body is moving upwards and acceleration is acting downwards. Therefore minus g plus r by m into s. S is nothing but s1. What is S1? S1 is nothing but u square by 2g plus r by m. If there is no raised to force, the height traveled by the body is nothing but u square by 2g. But if there is some raised to force, then the additional height traveled by the body is u square by 2g plus r by m. Okay. This is the height traveled by the body, and this is the time of ascent, and this is acceleration. Okay, now one more thing to remember. I am projecting a body from the ground with a velocity u, and it went to a height h. Now when I left a body freely from a certain height h, then I will catch the body with the same velocity u. Already we studied this. But here, when I left a body freely, then I won't catch the ball with the same velocity. The velocity will decrease little bit. Now here the velocity of the body when it reaching the ground is not u. It is some v, where v is different from u. Because the acceleration to gravity is different in both the directions. Here is g plus r by m, but here the acceleration is g minus r by m. That means acceleration is different. Therefore, the velocities will be different. The velocities are not same. The velocities will be different. Therefore, velocities, what is final velocity? V. What is initial velocity? Left freely. Therefore, 0 plus what is acceleration? G minus r by m into t, where t is the time of descent. The time of descent is v by g minus r by m. That is the time of descent. Time of ascent is plus, time of descent is minus. Now which is greater? TA is greater, TD is greater. TA is always less than TD. The time of ascent is less than time of descent. That means the body will take less time to go up and the body will take more time to come down. Please remember this. Time of ascent is always less than time of descent, because here denominator is plus. Plus means the denominator is more. When the denominator is more, then the whole term is less. If TA is less than TD. When the aeration is considered, the time of ascent is less than time of descent. Okay, please remember this. Now, what is the time taken by the body to travel? Assume the distance travel, height travel is h2. What is the time? TD. If what is h2? How can I find the h2? In the time TD, what is the distance travel? That is the height traveled. Now, how can I find that? V square is equal to u square plus 2as. Final velocity, I am assuming it as v. Initial velocity, I am assuming it as 0 plus 2 into g minus r by m into what is the height? Height is nothing but I assumed as h2. For what is h2? h2 is nothing but v square by 2 into g minus r by m. See here this is h2. The distance traveled by the body in the time TD is this much. Now here S1. The distance traveled by the body in time TA is this much. Both are different. Distance traveled by the bodies are different. Time of acceleration acting on the body is different. Acceleration acting on the bodies are different. Time of ascent, time of descent are different. The velocity of the projection is not equal to the velocity of the catching. Usually, with what velocity I will project the body, with the same velocity I will catch. But when there is some air resistance, then the velocity of projection is not equal to velocity of catch. It is totally different. Here it will be vu and you will catch the body with a velocity v. Different. Both are different. Okay. Okay, now you got it. Now what is the ratio? What is the ratio of TA by TD? The ratio of TA by TD is how much? TA we got as how much? TA we got as u by g plus r by m. Now TD you got as v by g minus. Therefore, what is the ratio? The ratio is u by g plus r by m into TD means v g minus r by m. The ratio between time of ascent to the time of descent is this is the value. Now what is the ratio between S1 and S2? The ratio between S1 and S2 is how much? S1 is u square by 2g plus rm, and what is S2? S2 is nothing but v square 2g minus r by m. That is answer. No. What is this? G minus R by M into U. There is nothing but TA. Therefore, here I can convert this one in terms of TA and TD. Therefore, S1 by S2 is equal to 2 cancelled off. Now I'm taking out U and V common. Therefore, U and V. I took one U only and I took one V only. Now U into G minus R by M how much? There is nothing but I can write this one as U into G minus R by M by V into G plus R by M. That is nothing but TA by TD. Therefore, S1 by S2 is nothing but is equal to U by V into TA by T. Entirely different. Displacement is different, time of ascent is different, time of descent is different, acceleration acting on the bodies are different. Everything will be different if I assume the resistance. Here the resistance force will be when the body is moving up, the resistance force is downwards. But here when the body is coming down, the resistance force is upwards. Therefore here the acceleration is G plus R by M, here the acceleration is G minus R by M. Different. Therefore velocity of projection is not equal to the velocity of the approach. Both are different. The resistance developed by the body is S1, the resistance coming down is S2. It will be different. The time of ascent is different, time of descent is different. Everything will be different if a resistance is considered. The resistance due to the air medium is nothing but R. I took it as R. Okay, now see here. Last point. Last point here. If I assume two bodies of mass m, another body of mass 2m, when I left it freely from certain height, this is the ground. And now this will take some time t1 and this will take some time t2. See, whenever the resistance is there, whenever there is resistance, then both the bodies won't come in the same time. Usually when there is no resistance, even though it is a small body, even though it is a big body, both will reach the ground at the same time. When there is no resistance, the time of ascent, the time of descent won't depend on the mass of the bodies. They won't depend on the mass. But if there is some resistance, then they will depend on the mass of the bodies. Now, what is the time t1 and what is the time t2? I assume the height is h. Now, what is the time t1? How can I find the time t1? S is equal to ut plus half a t square. What is S1? S is nothing but h. In both the cases, height is same. H is equal to initial velocity of the bodies are 0 because they are left freely. 0 plus half into g. When the bodies are coming down, what is the acceleration acting? G minus R by M. R by M into t square. If it is body M, then the time is t1. If what is the time t1? The time t1 is 2h by g minus R by M under root. If it is time t2, what is the time taken by the body t2? That is 2h g minus R by, here M is 2m whole power 1 by 2. Now which time is greater? Which time is greater? T1 is greater, T2 is greater. No. This one is greater or this one is greater. R by M is greater, R by 2m is greater. R by M is greater. R by M, this is greater than this. Now G minus greater the value and G minus little bit less value. Assume, see here, R by M I am assuming it as 2x and R by 2m I am assuming it as x. Okay, R by M I am assuming it as 2x and R by 2m is x. Therefore, which is nothing but 2h by g minus 2x, which is nothing but 2h by g minus x whole power 1 by 2. Which is greater? Which is greater? G minus 2x is greater or g minus x is greater? Which is greater? G minus x is greater. then g minus 2x, g minus x is greater. If the denominator is greater, the whole term will be less. That means T2 is less than, T2 is less than T1. That means the time taken by the bigger body, heavier body will be less than the time taken by the smaller body. That means when both the bodies are left at the same time, the heavier body will reach the ground first. The heavier body will reach the ground first. G minus 2x, g minus x. This is greater than this one. If this is denominator is greater, then the whole term will be less. Therefore, this value T2 is less than this T1. That means T2 means for the time for the heavier body. T1 means time for the smaller body. That means little bit lighter body. Therefore, T2 is less. That means this will reach the ground faster. That means the heavier body will reach the ground first. If air resistance is considered. If air resistance is not considered, if R equal to 0, then this will be 0, this will be 0. That means T1 is equal to T2. This is only when R is considered. Now always T1 is equal to T2 when R is not considered. That means when resistance is not considered, the time taken by the body 1, body 2, M, 2M, 3M, 4M, every body will reach the ground at the same time. But if the R resistance is considered, frictional force due to the air is considered, then heavier body will reach the ground faster. Heavier body will reach the ground first. Please remember this. Okay. Okay, now we will solve few problems. In this video, now we will solve like nearly 15 to 20 problems. First 5 to 6 will be small problems. Then we will go to little bit difficult problems. Okay, now see the first question. This is a graph. Displacement versus time graph. And now theta is equal to 60 degrees. Now they told to find the velocity of the body. That's all. Simple question. Find the velocity of the body. What is the velocity of the body? In a xt graph, the slope of the graph will give me the velocity. Therefore, in xt graph, slope is nothing but velocity. Therefore, what is the slope? Slope is nothing but tan theta. Therefore, what is tan 60? Tan 60 is nothing but, well, tan 60, that is nothing but root 3. Therefore, the velocity of the body is how much? Root 3. That is nothing 1.732 meters per second. Okay, well and good. Now let's see the second question. Time displacement. The body 1 and this is a graph for the body 2. This is making some angle 37 degrees and this is making some angle 53 degrees. They told to find the ratio of the velocities of body 1 to body 2. That means they told to find the velocities of body 1 to body 2. Therefore, V1 by V2. Now, what is V1 by V2? There is nothing but V1 is nothing but in xt graph, the velocity is given by the slope. Therefore, slope of first graph to the slope of second graph. What is the slope of first graph? There is nothing but tan 37 by what is the slope of second graph? That is tan 53 degrees. Now, what is the value of tan 37? The value of tan 37 is how much? The value of tan 37 is 3 by 4. In the first video, I explained this. In the basic mathematics, first video I gave all the functions. Now, tan 53 is nothing but 4 by 3. Now, keep it here. What is the answer? 3 by 4 by 4 by 3. How much? 3 square by 4 square. There is nothing but 9 by 16. The ratio is 9 by 16. Okay, now see here. I think this is clear, right? Now we'll see the next question. Okay, now this is also a small question, very small question. See here, time and this displacement. This is a graph of the body which is moving. Now at time t is equal to 2 seconds, the displacement of the body is 10 meters. At the time t is equal to 4 seconds, displacement of the body is 20 meters. At time t is equal to, at this top point, the time is 6 seconds, and here the displacement of the body is 40 meters. And here the time taken by the body to reach this point is 8 seconds, and the displacement of the body here is 15 meters. A, 0, B, C and D. Now they told to find average velocity of the body between AB. Second one, they told to find the average velocity of the body between BC. Third one, they told to find the average velocity of the body between CD. And fourth one, they told to find the average velocity between OC. And lastly, average velocity between OD. Okay, now how can we find the average velocity? The average velocity is given by the formula. What is the formula? The average velocity is given by the formula. What is it? Total displacement by total time. There is nothing but xf minus xi by t2 minus t1. The time where the body is at the xf position is t2, and the time where the body is initial xi is nothing but t1. Therefore, use the formula. What is average velocity? AB. The body is initial at point A. Therefore, what is the initial position? Initial position is 10. And now at 4 AB, B is and the time is 4 seconds, and that B, the position of the body is 20 meters. Therefore, 20 minus 10 is 20 minus 10. What is the time? Time is to move from A to B. What is the time taken? That is nothing but 2 seconds by 2. That is nothing but 10 by 2, that is nothing but 5 meters per second. Okay, well and good. The same way, find for BC. For what is a BC? For BC, where is the B? B is here. Where is C? C is here. Initial position, final position. Now, final position time is 6 seconds. Initial position time is 4 seconds. Therefore, time is 6 minus 4. Now, what is the final position? The final position, the body is at 40 meters. And initial position, the body is at 20 meters. Therefore, 40 minus 20. That is nothing but 20 by 2. That is 10 meters per second. Okay, now for third one, for CD, this is C and this is D. This is the initial position and this is the final position. For the final position of the body is at 8 seconds, the initial position of the body is at 6 seconds. The time is, what's the time? The time is 8 minus 6. Now, at 8 seconds, what is the final position? The final position of the body is 15 meters. And what is initial position? Initial position of the body is 40 meters. Final is 15. Initial is 40. That means 15 minus 40. Always final minus initial. You don't take initial minus final. Your answers will be reversed because velocity is a vector quantity. We should represent with the direction. The plus and minus symbol will give me the direction. Plus means one direction, minus means another direction. Please be careful. 15 minus 40 is how much? 25 by 2 and minus. Therefore, minus 12.5 meters per second. Therefore, the average velocity of the body between C and D is how much? Minus 12.5 meters per second. Okay, now next one for VOC. O is the initial position. That means time is 0, displacement also 0. Where is C? C is here. At time 6 seconds. And displacement is 40 meters. Now find the value. How much? What's the time? Time is 6 minus 0. What is the position? 40 and initially it is 0. Therefore 40 minus 0. Therefore 40 by 6. That is nothing but 20 by 3. That is nothing but 6.6 something meters per second. 6.6 meters per second. Now for last one, OD. OE is the initial position and D is the final position. What is the time? Time here is 8 seconds, here the time is 0 seconds. Therefore time is 8 minus 0. What is the position? Here the D, the position of the body is 15. D is the final position, initial position is 0. Therefore 15 minus 0. Therefore 15 by 8 meters per second. This is the answer. The average velocity between AB is 5. The average velocity between AB is 5 and BC is 10 and CD is minus 12.5 because the final position is less than the initial position. Therefore, here the velocity will get as negative. That means the body is moving in this direction. From O, the body moved that side A. Again from here, the body moved that side B. Again from B, the body moved that side C. From C, again the body is coming back. That means the velocity is negative. Therefore, the velocity is negative minus 12.5. OC means from here initial to C. What is the average velocity? 6.6. And from OD here to here, what is the average velocity? That is 15 by 8 meters per second. That is nearly how much? This is nearly 1 point something like 1.8 or 1.9 meters per second. That's all. This is the question. Okay, we'll see the next question. Okay, now we'll see the next question. The two bodies A and B, the two bodies A and B are traveling with initial velocity 0 and starting from the same position. Now the body A is moving with an acceleration A1 and the body B is moving with an acceleration A2. Now the question is, at final point, the body A takes t seconds less than body B. That final point, the body A takes t seconds less than body B, and the body A crosses the final point with a velocity V, more than the body B. Find the value of V by T. That's all. Read the question. At the final point, that means this is the final point, assume. At this point, the body A, to cross this final point, the body A takes t seconds less than the body B. That means which is crossing the line first. The body A is crossing the line first, and the B is taking t seconds more than the body A. That means if I assume the time taken by the body A is TA, and the time taken by the body B is TB. Now what they told? The body A takes t seconds less than the body B. That means TA is equal to TB minus TA. Therefore, from here what we will get? T is equal to TB minus TA. Okay, now next point, divide the road. The body A crosses the final with a velocity V more than the body B. That means the final point of the velocity is 100 meters per second. Then the B will be how much? 100 minus V. That means the body A crosses the line with more speed. That means which acceleration is more? A1 is greater than A2. What they told? The velocity of the body A and the final point is V more than the velocity of body B. That means B is the velocity of body B. VA is equal to VB plus V. Therefore, V is equal to how much? VA minus VB. Now they told to find the value of V by T. What is the value of V by T? Keep it here. What is the value of V? VA minus VB. Now what is the value of T? TB minus TA. But VA, VB, TA, TB, these are the things I assumed. But in the question they gave only A1, A2. That means I have to convert this in terms of A1 and A2. Now see here. What is the velocity of the body reaching the final point? The distance travelled by the body is S. And the distance travelled by the body B is also S. Because the final points are same point. So the final points are same. That means the distance travelled by the body A and the distance travelled by the body will be same. S and S. Therefore, what is the velocity VA? What is the velocity? V square is equal to u square plus 2as. Initial velocity for both the bodies is 0. Therefore, va square is equal to 2 into what is the acceleration of body A? 1. What is the distance traveled by the body? Yes. Therefore, va is equal to root of 2a1s and vb is equal to, if you calculate like this, you will get the same, that is 2 into a2 into s, where a1 is the acceleration of the body A, where a2 is the acceleration of the body B. Therefore, root of 2a1s minus root of 2a2s. Now next one is the time taken by the body to reach the final point. I can use v is equal to, okay, I can use this formula. Which formula I can use? Yes, s is equal to ut plus half a t square. Initial velocity of the body is 0. Therefore, what is t? T is nothing but 2s by a under root. Therefore, ta is equal to a1 and time taken by the body b is equal to root of 2s by a2. Now keep it there. What do you get? Under root of 2s by a2 minus under root of 2s by a1. Now 2s cancelled out. What's remaining? Root of a1 minus root of a2 by here 1 by root a2 minus 1 by root a1. Now if you take LCM, what you will get? Root of a1 minus root of a2 by, if you take LCM, root a1 minus root a2 by root of a1 a2. If I take LCM, I will get this value. Therefore, cancel off. What is remaining? The answer is root of a1 a2. Therefore, the value of v by t is how much? Root of a1 into a2. I think that is clear. Simply v by t is nothing but I first of all find the relation between ta and tb. Then I find the relation between va and vb. Now I kept the v by t is equal to this much. What is the velocity of the body A? Reaching when it is traveling a distance of s. S is common for both. So I have to convert these terms in terms of s so that I can cancel them. Therefore, s I assumed. Therefore, the velocity is root of v a1s 2 a1s minus root of 2 a2s, that is va and vb. Then time 2s by a1 2s by a2. Just keep it and find the values. You will get final answer as root of a1 into a2. That is the answer. Okay, now we'll see the next question. And this question is little bit simple question. Next question. Now we'll see it. Okay, see this question. There are two questions and these two questions are very small questions. See the question. The car starts from rest at time t is equal to 0 seconds and from the origin 0. That means the car is starting from the rest and that too from the origin and picks up the speed till 10 seconds. That means slowly the speed will increase and till t is equal to 10 seconds and slowly the speed will increase. And thereafter it moves with a uniform speed. That means after 10 seconds the body will be moving with a uniform speed till 18 seconds. Then the brakes are applied and the car stops at time t equal to 20 seconds. Now, and displacement of the body is almost, what's the distance traveled by the body? 296 meters. Draw the xt graph. Now, they told to find the xt graph. Now, see here. This is x and this is the x axis. Displacement versus time. Now, the body at time t equal to 0. Where is the body? The body is at origin. Therefore, here. Now, slowly the speed will increase. That means the velocity is increasing. In xt graph, how I will represent the velocity is increasing? How I will represent? If this is the line, means it is a slope is constant. The slope is constant. In xt graph, the slope will give me the velocity, speed. That means the slope is constant for a straight line. That means here the velocity is same. But now this graph represents me the velocity of the body. Here it is maximum, and here the velocity of the body is minimum. That means this graph represents me the velocity of the body is gradually decreasing. Now what this graph represents me? What this graph represents me? Here the slope is, this is the slope, and here the slope is, this is the slope. That means the slope is gradually increasing. That means the slope is nothing but velocity or speed. They are gradually increasing. What they told? It picks up the speed till 10 seconds. That means the graph will be like this. Till time t is equal to 10 seconds. the graph will be like this. The graph will be like this. Next, and thereafter moves with the uniform speed till t is equal to 18 seconds. Now till time t is equal to 18 seconds, the body will move with the same speed. That means if this is the speed from here, the body will move with the uniform speed till time t is equal to 18 seconds. That means here what is the velocity? The same velocity will be continued till 18 seconds. Now, how the graph will be represented for a uniform velocity? The graph is straight line. That means till from 10 t is equal to 10 seconds to 18 seconds, the graph will be the graph will be a straight line like this. From here to here, it is a small curve. See, this is a curve. And from t is equal to 10 seconds to t is equal to 18 seconds, this is a straight line. Okay, now well and good. Now from there, what they told? The brakes are applied and the car stops at time t is equal to 20. That means at time t is equal to 20, the car is stopping. That means the velocity becomes 0. That means the final point, the velocity of the body is 0. And they told these are what they gave? X. X is 296. That means the final position of the body is somewhere here. That is 296 meters. That means the final position of the body will be somewhere here. Here the final position. At time t equal 20 seconds, the position of the body is 296 meters. Now from here till here the body moved with uniform velocity. After from here the what will happen to the velocity? The velocity gradually decreases. To come to rest, the velocity has to decrease. Therefore, what's the graph for the decrease in the velocity? This is the graph for the decrease in the velocity. Therefore, the graph will be like this. This is the curve. And the top, at this point, time equal 20 seconds, the graph will be like this. If I draw a tangent, the tangent will be parallel to x-axis because here the velocity is 0. Therefore, the graph will be like this. This is a graph for this question. Till time t equal to 10 seconds, the graph will be increasing. And from t is to 10 equal to 18, the graph is a straight line because the velocity is constant. Again, from 18 to 20 seconds, the graph is a curve and they are decreasing in the curve. Therefore, the graph will be like this. And at the top, the point, the velocity is 0. Therefore, if I draw a tangent, it has to be parallel to the x-axis. That means the point will be like this. This is a curve. And the final position is 296 meters. This is a curve. This is a graph for this question. Okay, well and good. Now we'll see for this. See, read the question. If the velocity of the body is v, therefore the velocity is given. What is the velocity? A t plus b t square, where a and b are constants. The final position of the body at time t equal to 2 seconds. They told to find the final position of the body at time t equal to 2 seconds. The initial position of the body at time t equal to 1 second is x0. That means at time t is equal to 1 second, the position is x0, and at time t is equal to 2 seconds, the position is some x. I have to find this x. I have to find that x. Now, what is velocity? Velocity is nothing but displacement by time. Therefore, if you want to find the displacement is nothing but final position minus initial position. If you want to displacement, what is the displacement? ds is equal to v into dt. Now start doing integration. When the position of the body is changing from x0, initially the position is x0. What is the final position? The final position is x. Now the time is changing from 1 second. At 1 second the body position is x0. Therefore time 1 to, and at time 2 seconds the body position is x. Therefore till 2. The position is changing from x0 to x. Time is changing from 1 to 2 seconds. Now integrate it. What is integration? S of x0 is equal to v into, what is v? What is v? That is a t plus bt square d integration. What is integration of a t? T is nothing but t square by 2. Therefore, a t square by 2 plus b into what is integration of t square? That is t cube by 3. And the limits are from 1 to 2. Therefore, x minus x naught is equal to how much? Keep the values. A 2 square by 2. That means 2 square by 2 is nothing but 4 by 2. That means nothing but 2 plus b into 2 cube by 3. 2 cube is nothing but 8 by 3 minus, now keep 1. That is a by 2 plus keep 1 b by 3. Therefore, find the value. What is x naught minus x1? X minus x naught is how much? 2a minus a by 2 is how much? 2a minus 3a by 2 is 3a by 2. Now 8 by 3b minus b by 3, how much? 8 by 3b minus b by 3. 3 is common. Therefore 8 minus b. 8 minus 1 b. That is nothing but 7 by 3. Therefore minus, sorry, not minus, plus 7 by 3 b. But they told to find the position of the body at time t equal to 2 seconds. That means the position of the body at time t equal to 2 seconds is x. What is x? What is x? X is nothing but, send that x not that side. Therefore x is nothing but plus x naught. This is the answer. Simple, I am doing integration. The integration is from time 1 to 2 seconds and the position of the body is changing from x naught to x. At time t equal to 1 second, the body position is x naught. And at time t equal to 2 seconds, the body position is x. And they told to find this x. X we got as, if I do integration, after integration I will get x as 3a by 2 plus 7 by 3 8, 7 by 3 b plus x naught. This is the answer. Okay, now see the next question. Okay, we'll see the next question. Okay, see the questions. The displacement traveled by the body is given by the equation x is equal to 8 plus 12t minus t cube. Find the retardation of the particle when its velocity becoming 0. When the velocity is becoming 0, first of all we have to find that. Now how can I find the velocity? Velocity is nothing but dx by dt. Therefore, what is that? 0 plus 12 minus t square. Therefore, what we can get? They told when the velocity is becoming 0. That means we have to find the time when the velocity becomes 0. That means keep equal to 0. Therefore, t minus root 12 whole square equal to 0. Because it is t square, that means a quadratic equation. That means it will get two roots. Therefore, a square minus b square from. Therefore, t minus root 2, not root 2, root 12, and t plus root 12 equal to 0. For one time is minus root 12, another time is plus root 12. Now time can't be negative, therefore we have to assume only one time, that is at time t is equal to root of 12 seconds, the body will be at rest. The velocity of the body becomes 0. There is nothing but 4 3s, therefore 2 root 3 seconds. Now at this time, what is the acceleration? How can I find the acceleration? Acceleration I will get by dv by dt. What is v? V is 12 minus t square. What is acceleration? That is differentiation of 12 minus t square is how much? 0 minus 2t. Therefore, acceleration at time, this much of time, what is the acceleration at that time? Minus 2 into what's the time? Time is nothing but 2 root 3. There is nothing but minus 4 root 3 meters per second square. The acceleration of the body when the velocity becomes 0 is minus 4 root 3 meters per second square. But they told to find the retardation, not the acceleration. Therefore, the retardation is, if acceleration is negative, then retardation will be plus 4 root 3 meter per second square. Both the options will be there in the, both the answers will be there in the options. Please be careful, minus and plus. Acceleration is negative and the retardation is this one. Retardation is equal to minus of acceleration. Therefore, it is plus 4 root 3 meter per second square. Okay, well and good. Now see this question. They gave the Vt graph and they told to find the displacement traveled by the body and distance traveled by the body. They told to find the displacement traveled by the body and the distance traveled by the body. How can I find the displacement? Displacement is nothing but in a Vt graph, V is equal to displacement by time. Therefore, displacement is how much? Displacement is equal to velocity into time. V is in y-axis, T is in x-axis. Therefore, it is a multiplication sum. That means you have to find the area. If I find the area under the curve, I will get the displacement. Therefore, what is the displacement? What is the area? Area A1. Here the area is A2. What is A1? A1 is nothing but is in the form of rectangle, base into height. That is nothing but length into breadth. 2 into 10, that is 20. And what is A2? A2 is nothing but what is area A2? A2 is 2 is time, length is 2, and what is breadth? Minus 10, that is nothing but minus 20 meters. Therefore, the displacement is nothing but, what is displacement? 20 minus 20 is 0 meters. Displacement you have to take with signs also. Here the length is minus 10 you have to take because displacement is a vector quantity. Even the signs also I have to take care. Now what is the distance? Now what is the distance? Distance is simply nothing but A1 plus A2. Therefore what is A1? A1 is 20 and what is A2? A2 is also 20. Therefore total distance travelled by the body is 40 meters. Now see what the question represents here. This is the origin. The body is moving with a constant velocity 10 meters per second. That means the body is moving constant, plus means one direction. The body is moving like this with a constant velocity for 2 seconds. In that process the distance travelled is how much? Distance travelled is 20 meters. That means till 20 meters. Then after the 2 seconds, what happening to the body? The velocity is becoming minus 10. That means minus means in opposite direction. Therefore the body is coming back with the same velocity with the same velocity 10 meters per second. In 2 seconds the body will come into the same position. The initial position and the final position of the body is same. Therefore the displacement will be 0. What is the distance? To go it is taking 20 meters and to come back it came 20 meters. Therefore distance is 40. When you are finding the displacement in Vt curve, if you are finding displacement, the top will be positives and this will be negatives. Always you have to take care of the signs. When you are finding the distance, then you have to add all the areas. I think this is clear. Please be careful. Okay, now we'll see the next question. Okay, see the next question. The initial velocity of body is 2v0 and the velocity of body at time t seconds is 4v0. Now the body is moving with a uniform acceleration. Acceleration is uniform. Find the distance travelled by the body in 2t seconds. You see the question. The initial velocity of the body is 2v0 and the velocity of the body at time t seconds is 4v0. Acceleration is uniform. Find the distance travelled by the body in 2t seconds. Now what we can do? See here. Initial velocity of the body is 2v0. Here the time is 0. Now what is the final velocity? The final velocity of the body is 4v0. At time t is equal to t seconds. Now what is the acceleration? Acceleration is final velocity minus initial velocity by time. That means 4v0 minus 2v0 by what is the time? Time is t. Therefore 2v0 by t is the acceleration. Now what are they told to find? They told to find the distance travelled by the body in 2t seconds. Therefore S is equal to ut plus half a t square Initial velocity of the body is s is equal to, can I find from here? I don't know the time, right? Okay, I know the time, that is 2t. Therefore, what is initial velocity? Initial velocity is 2v0 into what is the time? Time is 2t plus half into what is the acceleration? Acceleration is 2v0 by t. What is the time? Time is, they told to find distance in 2t seconds. Therefore, 2t whole square. Now calculate the answers. 2 into 2 is 4v0 into t plus 2 cancelled off. And v0 by t into 4t square. And from here t and here t cancelled off. What is the answer? 4v0 t. Therefore, what is the answer? 8v0 t is the answer. The distance traveled by the body in 2t seconds is nothing but 8v0 t. Okay, now see the next question. Okay, now see the next question. The velocity of the body is v is equal to 3x square plus 2x. The velocity of the body is given by the equation v is equal to 3x square plus 2x, where x is the displacement. Find the acceleration of the body. That is the question. Now to find the acceleration, what I have to do? Usually what we will do? The acceleration is equal to dv by dt. I have to use this only when the v is given in terms of time. But here the v is given in terms of displacement. Now which formula I have to use to find the acceleration? Now see here. Acceleration is equal to dv by dt, multiply with the ds and divide with the ds. Therefore, dv by ds into ds by dt. ds by dt is nothing but the differentiation of displacement with respect to time. What is that? dv by ds into v. ds by dt is nothing but velocity, whereas is nothing but displacement. Therefore, acceleration I got as v into dv by ds. Here x is nothing but displacement. Therefore, instead of s I am taking it as x. Here s is nothing but displacement, but here the displacement is given by the symbol x. Therefore, I took as dv by dx. Now differentiate it. Acceleration is equal to what is v? V is 3x square plus 2x into dv by dx. What is the differentiation of 3x square? The differentiation of 3x square is 6x plus what is the differentiation of 2x? That is nothing but 2. Therefore, acceleration of the body is, just multiply it, you will get the answer. How much? 6x square plus 4x into, okay, plus 18x cube plus 12x square. Therefore, 12 plus 6 is nothing but 18x cube plus 18x square plus 4x. This is the answer. Therefore, acceleration is given by the equation this one. 18x cube plus 18x square plus 4x. If there is any calculation mistake, don't worry. Just this is the answer. Okay, now see the next question. Now see the question. This is very important question. The body is projected vertically upwards. With a velocity u from a tower of height h. Now the total time for the body to reach ground is n times the time to reach the maximum height from tower. Now find the relation between H, U and N. That is the question. Read the question. Read the question. The body is projected upwards vertically with a velocity u from a tower of height h. That means this is the ground, this is a tower, and tower height is h, and the body is projected from here with a velocity u. Now what they told? The total time for the body to reach the ground. That means the body will move up like this and it will come back. This total time is nothing but, I am assuming it as t. The total time is nothing but this much. That is t. This time they gave us is equal to n times of the time to reach the maximum height from the tower. That means if I throw a body from here, what is the time taken to reach the maximum height? When I throw a body vertically upwards with the velocity u, what is the time to reach the maximum height? The time taken to reach the maximum height is nothing but time of ascent. That is nothing but u by g. Therefore, they told that the total time of flight is n times of the time taken to reach the maximum height from the tower. That means nothing but time is u by g. Therefore, they told total time is n into u by g. They told to find the relation between h, u and n. What is the equation of the displacement when the body is projected from the tower? That is h is equal to half gt square minus ut. Do you remember this? Okay. Therefore, h is h, half into what is acceleration, that is g. What is the time? The time is n u by g whole square minus what is u? U is u. What is the time? That is n u by g. Now calculate h is equal to, calculate the answer. What you will get? Half g into u square n square by g square minus n u square by g. G and g cancelled off. What is the answer? U square n square by 2g minus n u square by g. If I am taking n square u common, I am taking u square n common. U square n by, if I take 2g, what is the answer? N minus 2. That is the equation you will get. Therefore, send this 2g this side. What is the answer? 2g h is equal to u square n minus 2. This is the relation between the h, u and n. Answer may be like this. The option may be this one. The option may be this one, or the option may be this one. The option may be anything. If you go on finding the final step, they may give any intermediate step as the option. So be careful. Therefore, final answer we got as this one. Therefore, 2gh is equal to u square n into n minus 2. For this question, this is the answer. Okay, we'll see the next question. Okay, see the next question. The stone is left freely from the tower of height h. If the stone is left freely from the tower of height h, another stone is projected vertically downwards with a velocity u, and after t seconds of release of first stone. Now find distance from the top of the tower where the stones collide. Okay, see the question. Read the question carefully. The stone is left freely from the tower of height h. Well and good. Now another stone is projected vertically downward. That means it is projected thrown downwards with velocity u. After t seconds of release of first body. That means I left the first body. After t seconds, I throw the body vertically downwards. Now find the distance from the top of the tower where the stone collides. Okay, now see here. This is the tower, and one body is left freely. And another body after t seconds. Now this is left freely at time t equal to 0. But this is left freely at time t is equal to t. And projected downwards with velocity u. Here the initial velocity of the body is 0. Here the initial velocity of the body is u. Now they told to find where the two bodies will collide. That means in certain time t dash, in a certain time t dash, the first stone travels a distance of s. In a certain time t dash, the first stone travels a distance of s, and the second stone travels a distance of s in time t minus t dash minus t seconds. Observe carefully what I told. Observe carefully. In t seconds, in t dash seconds, the body traveled s distance. Now, for the second body to travel this s distance, what is the time taken? The time taken is not t dash, because it is released after t seconds. That means the time taken by the second stone to reach the same distance is t dash minus t. Therefore, in this t dash, what is the distance traveled by the first stone? That is s1, for this s2. Therefore, s1 is how much? Initial velocity is 0 plus half g t dash whole square. Now what is the distance traveled by the second stone? The distance traveled by the second stone is what is initial velocity? Initial velocity is not 0, it is u. U into t. What is the time taken? The time is not t dash, it is t dash minus t plus half into g into t dash minus t into whole square. They told when they will collide. Therefore, simply equate them. Therefore, s1 is equal to s2. If I equate them, when the distance traveled by the first body and the distance traveled by the second body is same, that means they are colliding. Now, if I equate that, I will get the time. Now, find the time. What is the time? Half g t dash square is equal to u t dash minus ut plus half g t dash minus t whole square. What is that? T dash square plus t square minus 2t dash t. Therefore, just keep it here. Half g t dash square plus half g t square minus half into 2 is cancelled off. Therefore, g t dash t. Therefore, find the value. Find the value of t dash, or at least find the value. Okay, find the value of t dash. You have to find the value of t dash. Now, what is the value of t dash? Equate it. What you will get? Take all the terms, t dash terms common. Half g t1 square, half g t1 square cancelled off. Now 0 is equal to ut dash minus ut plus half g t square minus half g t dash into t. Now what I am taking, now what I am doing here, I am taking t dash common. If I am taking t dash common, what will you get? T dash, what is the time t dash? If I take t dash, here t dash is there and here also t dash is there. Now take it, what you will get? U minus gt minus ut plus half gt square. Therefore, what is the t dash value? The t dash value will get as how much? Ut minus half gt square by u minus gt. These are t dash value. Okay, I got t dash, well and good. After getting t dash, but they told to find the distance. In t dash seconds, the distance traveled by the body is s1. Therefore, find s1. That's all. Therefore, keep this t dash here. Therefore, it is half into g into ut minus half gt square by u minus gt. There is nothing but the distance traveled by the body is g by 2. That means from the top of the tower, the bodies will collide at a distance this much of distance. This is the one of the previous year JEE question. options will be like this. The options will be very big, but if you calculate them, you will get very easily. See the question carefully. The body is taking some t dash seconds to reach S, and the second body will take only t dash minus t seconds, because this body is released after t seconds. Therefore, this will travel in the air. How much distance? How much time? T dash minus t seconds only it will be in the air. Then in that distance, in that time, the distance traveled is h2. The distance traveled by the first stone and the distance traveled by the second stone must be same if they are colliding. Therefore, I equated them and I got finally t dash. Now, what is the distance traveled by the first stone? You can find. I am finding the distance traveled by the first stone. That is s1. That means half into g into t dash. Keep the t dash there, you will get the answer. Oh, square. Sorry. That is the value. That is the distance where the bodies will collide from the top of the tower. Cool. See the next question. Okay. See the next question. The rocket is moving upwards with a uniform velocity. The rocket is moving upwards with a uniform velocity 500 meters per second, and now the gases are released from the rocket with velocity 1500 meters per second downwards with respect to rocket. Now find the velocity of the gas released as seen as observed by the person on ground. That is the question. Read the question. The questions will be very lengthy, but the solutions will be only 1 line, 2 line solutions. If you understand the concept, it will take only 1 or 2 steps to get the answer. That's all. It may be NEET exam, it may be JEE exam. The questions will be very lengthy, but to solve it, they will take only 1 or 2 steps or 3 steps maximum. Now read the question. The rocket is moving upwards with a uniform velocity 500 meters. 500 meters. It means the velocity of the rocket is 500 meters per second. Now the gas are released from the rocket with a velocity downwards, that is 1500 meters per second. Now this is the velocity of the gases with respect to the rocket, that means VGR. Velocity of the gas with respect to the rocket. Now find the velocity of the gas as observed from the person from the ground. That means simply the road to find the velocity of the gas with respect to the ground. They told to find the velocity of the gas with respect to the ground. Now, what we can do? For VGR they give. VGR is equal to VG minus VR. VGR how much they give? 1500 downwards. 1500 downwards. I am assuming downward as negative and upward direction as positive. I can assume. I assume here like that. Now I can assume, okay, I am assuming like this. Positive. I am assuming the downward direction as positive and upward direction as negative. Therefore, the gas are moving downwards. That means plus 1500 is equal to Vg. What is Vg? We don't know. Vg minus. What is this? The velocity of the rocket. What is the velocity of the rocket? The velocity of the rocket is 500 upwards. Upward means I am assuming it as negative. Minus 500. Therefore, 1500 is equal to Vg minus into minus is plus 500. Therefore, what is Vg? That is nothing but 1000 meters per second. The velocity of the gas is 1000 meters per second. What is the direction? Positive here. Positive means downward direction. The velocity of the gas is nothing but the velocity of the gas with respect to the ground. The velocity of the gas with respect to the ground is nothing but the velocity of the gas with respect to the person standing on the ground. All the things are same. Therefore, the velocity of the gas with respect to the ground, or the velocity of the gas with respect to the person or standing on the ground, or the velocity of the gas is equal to 1000 meters per second positive. Positive means here downwards. Therefore, the velocity of the gas released as absorbed by the person on the ground is 1000 meters per second downwards. That means you will feel as if the gas is coming down with a velocity 1000 meters per second downwards. Okay, now we'll see the next question. Okay, this is very simple question. The car is moving north with a velocity 10 meters per second. A bike is moving with a velocity 30 meters per second with respect to car. Find the velocity of bike with respect to the bicycle. Find the velocity of the bike with respect to the bicycle which is moving with a speed, with a velocity 5 meters per second south. Okay, read the question, try to solve it. Try to solve the question. The car is moving north with a velocity 10 meters per second. Therefore, the velocity of the car is 10 meters per second. Now, I have to assume the direction. So, I am assuming the north as positive and the south as negative. Therefore, it is north means positive. Therefore, plus 10 meters per second. The bike is moving with a velocity 30 meters per second with respect to the car. Therefore, the velocity of bike with respect to the car is how much? 30 meters per second. The velocity of the bike with respect to the car is 30 meters per second. Okay. Now, what is the velocity of the bike? The velocity of the bike minus velocity of the car is equal to 30. So, what is the velocity of the bike? Is equal to 30 plus Vc. 30. What is the velocity of the car? The velocity of the car is 10 meters per second. Therefore, the velocity of the bike is 40 meters per second. Now, plus 40. Plus means north. Therefore, the bike is moving with the speed 40 meters per second north direction. The bike is moving with a velocity 40 meters per second north direction. Okay, well and good. Find the velocity of the bike. They told to find the velocity of the bike with respect to the bicycle. Find the velocity of the bike with respect to the bicycle, where bicycle is moving with a velocity. The velocity of bicycle is given as 5 meters per second south. South means minus 5 meters per second. They gave the velocity of the bicycle. What is the velocity of the bicycle? 5 meters per second south. South means minus 5 meters per second. South I assume as negative. Therefore, they told to find this. That is velocity of bike minus velocity of bicycle. What is the velocity of bike? That is 40 meters per second minus what is the velocity of bicycle? Minus 5 meters. Therefore, 5 meters per second. For 40 minus into minus is plus 5. That is nothing but 45 meters per second. The velocity of the bike with respect to the bicycle is 45 meters per second. That means the bicycle, the one who is on the bicycle, I will feel as if the bike is moving with a speed 45 meters per second. Plus means north direction. The person who is in the bicycle, he will feel as if the bike is moving with the speed 45 meters per second, not the direction. Okay, I think this is clear. The questions are lengthy, but the solution is very simple solutions. Okay, we'll see the last question. Okay, we'll see the last question. The police car is moving with a velocity 100 meters per second, and the police fires at the thief moving with a velocity. The police fires at the thief moving the velocity 150 meters per second. No, the velocity of the bullet is 200 meters per second. Now they told to find with what velocity? Find with what? The bullet will hit the thief. Read the question. Read the question carefully. The police car is moving with a velocity 100 meters per second. This is a police car. It is moving with a velocity 100 meters per second. And now he fires at the thief who is moving with a velocity 150 meters per second. That means this is a thief. He is moving with a velocity 150 meters per second. Now the velocity of the bullet is, what is the velocity of the bullet? The velocity of the bullet is 200 meters per second. Now find with what velocity this bullet will hit the thief. Now see here. What is the velocity of what is the effective velocity of bullet? The effective velocity of bullet is how much? What is the effective velocity of bullet? The effective velocity of bullet is here. I am standing here. I am throwing a stone. If I throw the stone with a velocity 10, that stone will hit the wall with the same speed, that is 10. But if I am running with a velocity 5 meters per second. Now when I am running and when I throw a stone with 10 meters per second, with what velocity this will hit the wall? This will hit the wall with my velocity plus this ball velocity. That means 5 plus 10. That means it will hit the wall with 15 meters per second. That means the effective velocity of the bullet is nothing but the velocity of the bullet plus the velocity of the police. The velocity of the police car. If I fire a gun by standing here, the velocity of the bullet is 200 meters. This bullet will hit the wall with a speed only 200 meters. But now I am coming on a bike. If I am coming on a bike, the bike velocity is 50 meters per second. When I am coming on a bike, I fire a gun. The velocity of the bullet is 200. Now this bullet will hit the wall with speed 50 plus 200, that is 250 meters per second. That means the effective velocity of the bullet is how much? 200 plus what is the velocity of the police car? That is 100. That is nothing but 300 meters per second. The effective velocity of the bullet is 300 meters per second. That is I am using E dash, V dash. Okay, now what is the velocity of the thief? The velocity of the thief they gave as 150 meters per second. What they told to find? Simply they told to find with what velocity the bullet will hit the thief. That means they told to find the velocity of the bullet with respect to the thief. That is nothing but what is the effective velocity of the bullet? That is 300 minus what is the velocity of the thief? That is 150. That is nothing but 150 meters per second. That means when I fire a bullet, when I am traveling with a speed 100 meters per second, when the bullet velocity is 200 meters per second, this will hit the this will hit the wall. This bullet will hit the wall with a speed 300 meters per second. But the same bullet will hit the person who is moving with 150 meters per second with a velocity 150 meters per second. That is 300 minus 150 is 150 meters per second. If the thief is moving with a velocity 50 meters per second, then with what velocity the bullet will hit the thief? That is nothing but 300 minus 50. That is nothing but 250 meters per second. If the thief is at rest, that means the velocity of the thief is 0. With what velocity this bullet will hit the thief? That is minus 0. That means this is nothing but 300 meters per second. Depending on the velocity of the thief, between the relative velocities of the bodies, the velocities of the bullet, with what velocity the bullet is hitting the car also will change. If the thief is at rest, the bullet will hit the car with one velocity. If the thief is moving some at a certain velocity, then the bullet will hit the car with some other certain velocity. That means the velocity will change with respect to the thief. Okay, well done, good. Now we'll see the one more small last question, and this is very important question. The drunkard person moves 5 steps forward, 5 steps forward, 5 steps forward, and then 3 steps backward. 5 steps forward and 3 steps backward. 1 step is equal to 1 meter, and 1 step time taken is 1 second. 1 step length is 1 meter, assume, and the time taken for 1 step is 1 second. Now, the pit is at a distance. The pit is at a distance 15 meters from the drunkard. Find at what time the person will fall in pit. This is the last question. Read the question. The drunkard person stepping forward with 5 steps. Again, he is coming back 3 steps back. Again, he is moving forward 5 steps. Again, he is coming back 5 steps. 3 steps. Again, he is moving forward 5 steps. Again, he is coming back 3 steps. That means after there somewhere at 15 meters there is a pit. Now they told to find after what time he will fall in the pit. Now how can I do this question? I can solve this question by using graph. Displacement versus time graph. Initially the person is here. Now in 5 seconds the body is moving how much? A distance of 5 meters. Because in 5 seconds the person will move forward 5 steps. That means he is traveling 5 meters. Okay. Now again he will come back 3 meters. That means he will come back 3 steps backwards. Before he is coming back, that means at time t is equal to 8 seconds, he is coming back here. Here the distance is 2. He come back 3 steps back. Therefore, that is now his position is 2 meters. Now again we will go up. Now 8 plus 5, how much? 8 plus 5 means 13 seconds. At 13 seconds, again you will go up to a 5 meters. That means 2 plus 5 is 7. Again you will come back in 13 seconds. Again for 3 seconds you will come back. That means 13 plus 3 is 16 seconds. Therefore he will come back by 3 steps. 7 minus 3 is how much? 7 minus 3 is 4. 4 meters. Again from here, again after 5 seconds, that means 21 seconds, you will go up. Here the coordinate is 4 meters. 4 plus 5 is how much? 4 plus 5 is 9 meters. The time is 21. Again he will come back. When he comes back, 3 steps he will come back. Therefore, 9 minus 3 is 6 meters. What is the time? 21 plus 3. How much? 24 seconds. Again he will go up. Now here the coordinates are 6 meters he is there, and again he will go forward by 5 meters. 6 plus 5 is 11 meters. Now what is the time? 24 plus 5, that is 29 seconds. Again he will come back. 11 minus 3 is 8 meters. Now time is 29 plus 3. When he is coming back, it will take 3 seconds. 29 plus 3 is 32 seconds. Again he will go 5 steps up. Therefore how much? 8 plus 5 is 13 meters. Now time taken is 32 plus 5 is 37 seconds. Again he will come down by 3. Therefore 13 minus 3 is 10 meters. Now time taken is 33 plus 3 is 40 seconds. Again he will go up for 5 meters. Now where is the pit? The pit is 15 meters. That means when he goes 5 meters, that means when the displacement of the person is 15 meters, exactly there the pit is. That means he will stop there. He will fall in the pit. He can't come back. Therefore all the time 40 plus 5 is 45 seconds. Therefore after 45 seconds he will fall in. That means we can do this problem only by using the graph. It will be easy to by using the graph. If you want to solve numerically, it is very difficult. It is very easy to solve by using graph. See here, for 5 seconds you will move 5 meters. That means the body is at 5. Here the coordinate is 5, 5. Again once you move 5 steps, you will come back by 3 steps. That means here the coordinates are 5 minus 3 is 2. What time? It takes 3 seconds to come back. 5 plus 3, that means 8. Again here the coordinates are 2 plus, again you will move forward 5 steps. Therefore 7. And the time is 8 plus 5. That means nothing but 13. Again he will come back by 3 steps. That means 7 minus 3 is 4. And the time taken to come back is 3 seconds. Therefore 13 plus 3 is 16 seconds. Again you will go up. The process goes on. At 15 meters there is a pit. That means once he reaches the 15 meters, he will fall in that. What is the time taken? 45 seconds. Therefore after 45 seconds, he will fall in the pit. That is the question. Okay. By this, we completed the problems in motion in one dimension. In next video, I am going to start the vectors topic. And if you guys have any doubt, it may be from 11th class, it may be from 12th class, please mention in my mail or in my WhatsApp number. Within 24 hours, your doubts will be clarified. Thank you.